Well, hello, hello, hello. Monday is here. Merry, magnificent, marvelous, magical Monday to you. Are you feeling all of those? Or are you feeling, you guys, I literally just rolled out of bed. Don't judge me. This is a judgment-free zone. You don't know why I got out of bed at 10 o'clock. But I'm getting ready to tell you. So pull up a seat, grab a beverage, and join me. Let's talk a little bit about sleep. So, yes, it is a little after 10, and I got up not even 30 minutes ago. And the only reason why I got up was because John came running in telling me that the pest control people are here. And I thought, wait, what? Huh? When you're deep I was having dreams. I was having some vivid dreams. And I was like, what? He's like, where do you want them to spray? And everything is coming at you and your eyes aren't even open. Have you started mornings like that? Yeah, I'm grateful that he was able to take care of the pest control guy, but good golly. And so why? Why am I sleeping until almost 10 o'clock? Well, let me tell you. So the weekend I spent in New York. Now that's the city that never sleeps, right? Yes? And my friend, God, one day she was up until 1. At midnight, I was like, girl, I'm sorry. I gotta go to bed. I'm so used to going to bed early, you guys, that, I really make an effort to at least, hey, babe, at least get in the bed by 10. I'm supposed to be sleeping by 10, but if I can just get in the bed by 10, I'm doing good. But going to bed at midnight, oh my good golly. So I was on negative, not enough sleep. And we walked all over. If you saw my stories, I had like 15,000 steps on Saturday because she walked me all over New York City. And I got to see Pier 57 and the Little Island. If you're not familiar with the Little Island, it looks like it is built on golf tees. And I'm going to go ahead and post the pictures on my regular post so that you'll be able to see that as well. I got some breathtaking sunset photos in New York City because she's up high. She's like on the 17th floor of her building. It was magical. It truly was. And to spend it with her and see her life and meet her friends was truly a gift. It was truly a gift. Hey, Jody, I went to bed at 8:30. I'm so jelly, which was very early. Yeah. Were you tired? Is that why you went to bed at 8:30? At 8:30, I had just finished dinner. Yeah. We ate really late. I went to pick John up at 5:30 and there was so much at 5:30 and there was so much traffic at the airport that, it took us a hot minute to get. I got there at 5:30, but I didn't pick him up until almost 6 o'clock. Yeah, I had a great time. Which brings me to, I'm mapping out my trips. So if you live in a city, a town, a village, a neighborhood, an area, and you would love a visitor, hit me up. I'm doing a tour. I would love to come visit people, get to see where they live and learn more about their life. So let me know if you'd like a visitor and I will plan a trip to come see you. Now I do have on my bucket list to share a sheep. So if you know somewhere I can share a sheep, I also want to be part of a dude ranch. So if you're in the Midwest or somewhere where there's a dude ranch, you let me know. All right, so back to my story. So last night after having dinner and feeding Duncan, John and I played some cards. and I won. So, in true fashion, my hubby said, rematch. So I said, all right. And I won. He's like, one more game, one more game. I was like, it's already 9:30. He said, you can do it. We'll be quick. We'll be quick. And I won. Cheers to me. You know, I was hot last night. It was a good game. It was 3 really good games. So, I went to bed a little later than normal, and I had developed like a headache behind this eye. Have you ever done that where you're like, just one eye is, the pain. I was like, you know what? I don't really like to take meds. So I'm just going to go to sleep and I'll wake up and tomorrow it'll be great. Well, I woke up twice with a headache. And so I was like, all right, I give in. I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. So, thanks for the support. So I took some meds and I went back to sleep, and it was, 3:30 at that point. And so that's why I didn't get up until very late. But I was in bed, you guys. I was in the bed for 11 hours. 11 and a half hours. That's a long time. I don't know about you, but I don't normally lay in the bed 11 hours unless I'm sick. So how much sleep do you normally get? More importantly, is it uninterrupted, or do you have to get up at least to pee? And hey, Leo, we were talking about you last night, man. How you doing? You cheated. He should never play that game again. That's what he always says. I don't cheat. I win fair and square. He got mad at one point because he said, how many points do you have? I said, well, how many points do you have? He said, well, you tell me first. It's like, no, because if I tell you, you're going to change how many points you have. And he's like, well, no, you'll do that. I was like, no, I won't. I won't. So he'll want a rematch tonight for sure. I'll report back who wins. But what was I saying? Oh, so I don't normally sleep 11 hours, and I'm not normally in bed that long. But I'm curious because I know, and I always have to get up at least once. When I was in New York, I actually made it all the way through the night without getting up to pee. And I think that was because I didn't have enough to drink, to be honest. Because I drank like 3/4 to a gallon of water a day. How much water do you drink? Put that in a comment below. Water, not coffee, not tea, not juice. Water. How much water do you drink? You know that our bodies are like 60 or 70% water. We need to replenish the water. And don't get me started on alkaline versus acidic water. I could do a whole nother chat with you about water because I've done a lot of studying and research, and I really do my best to get the best water available when I'm traveling. I'm so grateful that Evian has started putting water in glass again. Drinking it out of the plastic is not good for us, but you know what? You got to do the best you can with what's out there. So when in doubt, choose spring water over purified water. Smart water is not a smart choice. Even Voss, which is in a bottle, a glass bottle, is not good. It's actually very acidic. If you look on YouTube, there are many YouTube channels that have done a comparison of all the bottled waters that you can get when you're out, and they show you which ones are alkaline and which ones are acidic. Don't take my word for it. Do your own research and see what others have found. Better to have alkaline water. Spring water is slightly more alkaline. And so grab that spring water, grab Poland, grab Deer Park, grab Aquafina, and begins with a D. What's the other one? The Pepsi product. Dasani and Dasani, they are both slightly acidic. So I do those. Fiji, I do them when I don't have another choice, right? But given the choice, I always go for the spring water, even if I've never heard of it before. And if they have one that is alkaline, I go for that. 7 to 8, no more since I had my product fixed. 64 ounces since my stroke and type 2 diabetes diagnosis. See, I'm telling you, there's certain key lifestyle elements that have a profound impact on our health. Number one, get your fanny up and get it out and walk outside in nature for 10 minutes first thing in the morning. Number one, sets the circadian rhythm. Number two, drink about 64 ounces of water every single day. Not only is it good for our bodies, but it decreases our appetites. So, it's really good for you. Number three, get in bed, and if you can, get asleep by 10 p.m. because our cells rejuvenate, repair, and recover between the hours of 10 and 2. And each hour that we miss, each 30 minutes that we miss is that much that we miss of the recovery of the different parts of our bodies. So getting in bed at 9:30, decompressing, putting on a meditation or reading a book or doing Tai Chi or stretching, something along those lines to decompress, go to sleep by 10 o'clock. I found, interesting enough, I've been doing some testing myself, and when I go to bed later, I actually put weight on, you guys. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy to me that when I get in bed and I get asleep, and it doesn't matter that I sleep 8 hours from 11 p.m. to 7 p.m. or whether I sleep 8 hours starting at 10 to 6. It matters that I went to bed by 10. And I don't know how my body knows. I said the same thing. I said to the doctor, how the hell does my body know what time it is? It's because it's set to the circadian rhythm. Because I get out in nature first thing in the morning. I get sunlight first thing. Right now it's cloudy, but I get out there first thing in the morning I go for 30 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes. But just at least go out there for 10 and stand outside. Put your feet in the grass if you have grass nearby. Ground yourself. It's actually grounding if you stand outside barefooted in grass. So it is super duper, duper, duper important to get sleep, to get to bed earlier than we are. I used to be someone that would go to bed 11, 12 o'clock. Just the way it was. And do I do this every night? No. Come on. I just told you. I was in New York and I went to bed at midnight. But on the regular, now last night at 9:30, I should have been going up to bed. But my hubby was demanding a rematch. So I haven't seen him in 2 whole weeks. I was like, all right, one more night. I'm not going to bed right at 10 o'clock. And I did get into bed at 10:15, so it wasn't too far off. I was probably asleep by 10:30. But, tonight I will be better. I will be in bed by 9:30 or, getting into bed 9:45, 9:30. I feel like I lose my whole night when I do that. Do you, for those of you who do it, do you feel like you lose your whole night? Because I feel like I've lost my whole night. Can't even watch a movie because otherwise I've got to eat at 5, right? In order to clean up, feed the dog, and all of that, and be able to watch a movie before I've got to be upstairs at 9:30. Ridiculous. I don't eat at 5:30. I've never eaten at 5:30. Well, that's not true. On a rare occasion when I didn't eat lunch or I ate like a breakfast and skipped lunch and I was hungry, I ate at 5:30. Oh, they being doctors and experts, say that you should eat 3 hours before you go to sleep. So sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. Just depends. Here's something else that I noticed that was really interesting, and I'd love to be able to hone in on exactly what causes this, because I'm not sure if it's wheat or if it's seed oils or a combination thereof. But when I eat one of those, I think it's one of those, I wake up and my back is aching. My joints ache. I feel like the Tin Man, like I can barely move my fingers, like I'm really super stiff. And then when I get back on the eating plan that I have been doing, after like 3 days, I start feeling better. My back doesn't hurt anymore when I wake up. And it's right in the middle of my back, like where the bra strap goes. Oh, and it just aches, something fierce. And so, and then it goes away when I eat right. And the other issue is when I don't eat right, I just want to eat more not right. Does that make sense? Yeah. If I've had a sugar dessert, which up until this summer, I would not have eaten cane sugar. I really feel, don't get me started on that either, I really feel that cane sugar is poison. I do. I feel like it's poison. And unfortunately, all of our yummy things are made with most of them are made with cane sugar. And finding the alternative sweeteners, like not the artificial alternative sweeteners, but things like date paste or maple syrup, honey, coconut sugar, is very difficult. Thanks to Coconut Bliss, they actually make a dairy-free, refined sugar-free ice cream. And I've tasted a lot of the alternatives, and I will tell you, you would be hard-pressed to know that this was not ice cream. It's creamy, it's smooth, it's delicious. I've only found it at Sprouts. Now, Wegmans used to carry it, but they stopped, which made me very, very sad. Sprouts carries the dairy-free, sugar-free ice cream. They also make a non-dairy-free ice cream, so you got to make sure you're getting the right one, but it's called Coconut Bliss. And it's delicious, but not everywhere serves it. You know what? I actually found it at True Food Restaurant. Also serves Coconut Bliss ice cream, which is great, awesome. But when you're out in New York City, and somebody wants to go, I either A, abstain and don't eat it, right? Or I find something else. Sometimes I can find some gluten-free cookies, but even the gluten-free cookies are made without the flour, the wheat, but they have the sugar. They're loaded with sugar, the cane sugar. So, you still there? Okay, I got a call. So, to eat, all the desserts and stuff when I'm out. And if I do, which I've only started, testing as of June when I went to France, because my therapist, my doctor, everyone said, Amy, you need to live. And for 10 years, I wouldn't eat it. I didn't eat the yummy key lime. I didn't eat the cheesecake. I didn't eat all these things because it had ingredients that I just wouldn't put in my body. And they said on occasion, yes, cane sugar is everywhere. Literally everywhere. I would be like, why are they putting sugar in this? Like salsa? Why are they putting sugar in salsa? Why are they things you wouldn't even think to put sugar in? There's friggin' sugar in it. Look at the ingredients. It's crazy. And so finding healthy alternatives that I don't make myself are challenging, super duper challenging. And I would go to weddings and not have the wedding cake. I would go to birthday parties and not have the birthday desserts. And they're like, Amy, you need to live. So just have a little piece. And the problem for me is having a little piece is that I open that door and it's really hard to close it. Anybody else feel that way? It's like opening a bag of chips for me. If I open a bag of chips, that bad boy is done for. I'm eating the whole bag, including the crumbs. I'm like, yes, tipping my head back and eating the last little bit of crumbs. No judgment, no judgment. Judgment-free zone here. And so when I get a dessert like that, my body craves it. And that's the problem with the sugar, is that our bodies crave it once we get them. So getting off of it is challenging. It really requires stamina. What's it called? Willpower. Really requires willpower. And having none of it, I go through withdrawals, even if it's just once or twice. Getting back on plan and not eating it is tough. I'm gonna be honest. I'm calling a spade a spade. When I do it, and then I need to get back on, because you don't want to. Oh my good God! I didn't even put a brush through this hair. That's how much I love you. I just jumped on. Is challenging. So what do I do? First of all, I don't have it in the house. Absolutely not. Now, I had this really yummy stuff in the house that I had totally forgotten about, and that kind of stuff I hide from myself. And then I found it. So then what? I ate it. Now, it was good. Hey, Sita! Cause is more addictive. Yes, it is so addictive. Now, I made this, I call it quinoa crack. And it's made with quinoa, chia seeds, coconut oil, maple syrup, and you put it in, it might be something else in there. And you put it in on parchment paper and you bake it. And it comes out, and when it hardens, it's like toffee. It's really yummy. Now, in that case, it's not sugar, like refined sugar. It is wicked sweet because it's made with maple syrup. And so I will sometimes, if my body's craving it bad, super duper bad, I will make something with a better alternative, like with maple syrup or dates, until I can eventually wean off of that craving. But for me, it's better to just go cold turkey. Either I have it and then I just don't. And if that means I have to go for a walk instead of going in the pantry, if that means I need to go up in a bedroom and lock the door so I'm not near the food, I physically need to remove myself from the opportunities to make anything or eat anything when it gets really bad. And so, I'm in the process of removing everything. Now, last night I had a little square of Hu chocolate. Hu chocolate is made with coconut sugar. So, and I had the two last pieces of the maple toffee thing that I made. Now I don't have any chocolate left. I don't have any of the toffee left. So there's nothing in the house to eat that's sweet, unless I were to go and make something. The other thing is sometimes I make an alternative, like with a banana. You can make they now have recipes for one that you can make with banana. And I make it with banana as my sweetener and cacao, which is different than cocoa. The Hershey's cocoa is refined and a lot of the nutrients are removed from it. It's made under really high heat. And raw cacao is made with a lower heat so that the nutrients are still in the cacao powder, and it's chocolate. So I will add the cacao and the banana and a little bit of baking powder, baking soda to like a ramekin. Sometimes I add some nuts You can add walnuts, which are good for the brain, to it. And then I bake it, and it's like a little fudgy brownie. If I'm really, a lot of times I want like the consistency, the chewiness of like a chewy cookie or a brownie. Yeah, I want it to be sweet, but I don't necessarily need the sugar. I'm looking for the texture. Are you a texture person? Are you a texture person? I know some people are anti-texture. There's certain textures that totally and completely turn them off. I know people who can't do ground meat. They just, like, speaking of ground meat, I saw something recently that said that someone went to the grocery store and got Angus 80/20 ground beef, and it didn't smell quite right. And when they cooked it up, it didn't taste quite right. And when they looked at it closely, it was the pink goo. Do you know what I'm talking about, pink goo? Research, Google pink goo in meat, and it was pink goo. Ah, what the hell? Do you not know about pink goo? Oh my God, good golly, Miss Molly. You guys, what the hell are they doing to our food supply? So please research pink goo. It's making me get to a point where I don't even trust the foods that are being offered, whether they say hormone-free or organic, or unless maybe I go to a farm and I know that they are actually taking their cattle and giving me real beef. I'm seriously that close, because, and the thing is, it's just me and John. It's just me and John. And honestly, we don't eat that much red meat. Oh, well, that's not true either. I eat pork. I eat a lot of pork products. I eat a lot of pork products. Between bacon and, I hear you. Aren't you Jewish? Yes, and I eat pork products. No judgment, please. Judgment-free zone, remember. So yes, I eat bacon. I eat pork. Pulled pork. Barbecue pork, yum. Pork tenderloin, pork chops. I eat all of that. I eat sausage. So maybe I need to get a pig. Maybe I need to find somebody who's got pigs that I can do direct. I love uncured, unsugared bacon. Delicious. If you've never tried uncured bacon, I highly suggest you try it. I get ones that are uncured, no sugar added. Oh my God, it's delicious. It's absolutely delicious. What pink goo made in a factory? Oh, girl, you don't know about pink goo? Don't look, because I'm concerned that a lot of the ground meat that we get in restaurants is actually pink goo. It makes me super sad and super nervous. And they charge as if it's the real meat. Red meat is good for you. Yes, I know. And you need it for the B vitamins and things along those lines. And I do. I have I've shared with you the best flank steak recipe. You take flank steak, you cut it against the grain, and you cut it super thin, super duper thin. And then you mix, if you do soy sauce and I use coconut sugar because I don't use the brown sugar, right? I use coconut aminos because I don't do soy. So you can sub out soy sauce for coconut aminos. I also like it because it's not so salty. Soy sauce is just, even the light soy sauce, and I don't do soy, but it's still too salty. So either soy or coconut aminos, and if you do sugar, brown sugar, no judgment, brown sugar, I do coconut sugar, and I also add chopped garlic, and I get it in a jar, and I put it all together, and I marinate the steak in it. And then you got to cook it one piece at a time in a pan. Like I lay one layer, not one piece, one layer. And I take a paper towel, and as the beef is releasing the liquid, I sop it up. And what happens is, because it's not cooking in liquid, the heat caramelizes the sugar onto the meat. Oh my God. So it's sweet and salty and caramelized almost. So good. And I put it on top of rice or cauliflower rice when I'm not doing rice. It is the humdiggity best. When you're wanting something salty sweet, I put peppers and onions in with it, or broccoli. It's really good with broccoli. And sometimes I'll take the sauce that it marinated in, and you can do this as long as you cook it because it was with raw meat. But I will cook the broccoli. So the broccoli is in the fry pan with so it's all got that salty sweetness. It's so good. It's so good. So yeah, that's what I do with flank steak. Last night we did fillets. We did tenderloins. Holy moly, the cost of 2 tenderloins. I choked. But John and I are celebrating. October 5th will be 34 years of marriage. And we won't be together on the 5th. So we're celebrating all this week our anniversary. And since last night was the first night being home and being together after 2 weeks, I bought the steaks. I bought steaks and I made smashed potatoes. Oh, have you ever made those? You know those really little teeny weeny potatoes? They're the smaller the better, actually. They're tiny. Not the little red ones. They're tiny. They're really small. Did I say tiny? Super duper small. You take them and you boil them. And then when they're soft, you put them on parchment paper and you smash them with like a fork. And then you take olive oil, you drizzle them with olive oil, you put some salt on, and you put them in the oven on 400 for like 40 minutes. And they get crunchy. Oh! John was like, these are really good. Now, my daughter adds Parmesan cheese to them. I haven't yet added nutritional yeast, because nutritional yeast is like Parmesan cheese for those who don't do dairy. And there's also a company out there that does a cheese, but I think there's something in their cheese that I can't have, called Rebel cheese. And I see it all over the place because they were picked up by Shark Tank. And they have a non-dairy Parmesan cheese. But she does Parmesan cheese on top. I'm going to try it next time with nutritional yeast and see how it tastes. But it is, and I've done it where I haven't eaten all of them. And I've gone to heat them up in the oven the next day. And I'm here to tell you, they're not crunchy like they were the first time. They're not rubbery, but they're not as crunchy. So don't make too many. Make a lot, but whatever you make, you gotta eat, or you eat it without it being crunchy. And they're still yummy. It's just not quite. Uncured has no nitrates. Really good. I feel turkey bacon. Oh yeah. I've had turkey bacon. There was. Do you remember Sizzling? I don't even know if they still make it. When Sizzling was out, we used to eat Sizzling because it was like literally a piece of meat with very little fat in it. Used to be really good. Salmon, tilapia, chicken. Okay, I will challenge you, Leo, not to eat tilapia. Go on and research tilapia. And once you find out about tilapia, it is farm raised. It is the most disgusting fish. There are so many better white fish for you. Mackerel, cod. Cod is really good and not too expensive. I know a lot of people do tilapia because it's cheap, but cod is really cheap. Mahi-mahi is really cheap. I would remove the tilapia. Chicken, pork, and a little red meat sometimes. And no hot dogs! Not even turkey hot dogs? You're not even doing... I prefer all beef hot dogs, personally, when I do hot dogs. And For some reason, hot dogs are just not the same without a bun, right? Am I right or am I right? I've done hot dogs without a bun because I don't do the damn wheat, but they're not quite the same. Just like the hamburger is not quite the same without a bun. Oh, thanks, Sita. Thanks for the anniversary wishes. Poor John. He's a lucky man, Leo. It was the best thing he ever did. And he'll tell you that too. You sound like Lisa. Yeah, I wouldn't do tilapia. If you're talking about the tilapia thing, I wouldn't do tilapia. I didn't know about it. It's like you don't know until you do know. And then once you do know, life is, well, some people say life is better, but life is at least a little more aware of what you're putting in your body. Yeah, it's sad. It's really sad what's happening to our food supply, you guys. And being aware is the first step. And then you make your own decisions. Look, against my better judgment, my girls eat farm-raised salmon. I won't put that thing to my mouth if I have a choice. If I have a choice, I'm not eating farm-raised fish, period. End of conversation. But that's me. That's me. Some people will say, you're going to have mercury if you eat the fish from the ocean. Maybe. Pick your poison, right? No judgment, just education here. Just information, just education, minus the judgment. You do you. My daughter does farm-raised fish. When I go and she's having salmon, I shut my mouth and I eat it. It's delicious. It's once in a very blue moon. And right now she's getting pork and beef from the actual farm. So when I go, she normally has pork and beef and, and even chicken. Chicken is not the same anymore. Do you find that? I can't even do chicken anymore. I ate so much chicken that I should cluck like a chicken in my early days. Oh my God. Chicken breast. And then I switched to thighs because I really like it more moist. Every once in a while I will, Okay, so the other day I was scrolling and I saw Dr. Pompa. I don't know if you know him. Somebody that pops up on my feed every so often. Dr. Pompa. But anyway, he was saying about rotisserie chicken. Maybe I shouldn't tell you this because once you know, you can't not know. Okay, if you don't want to know about rotisserie chicken, cover your ears and I'll tell you when to uncover them when I finish. Okay, ready? Cover your ears. All right. Rotisserie chicken you shouldn't eat because they put it in plastic and then they put it under the hot lights and the BPs from the plastic leach into the meat of the chicken. I didn't even think of that, you guys. It's not just the fact they put a hot chicken in plastic, but then they put it under the lights to keep them warm and it's just leaching plastics into our food. Oh. No more rotisserie chickens for me. No. Okay, you can take your hand off. So yes, that's what I found out about rotisserie chicken. I didn't even think about it. But now I can't not know. I'll just have to make my own. Let's see. There's enough mercury in it to hurt you, really. Well, yeah, you'd have to eat so much of it, right? If you eat it like once a week, I think you're going to be okay. That's me. You do you. Everybody's different. Every body is different and how they react. I can have a little bit of a seed oil and all of a sudden all of my joints are inflamed and feeling like the Tin Man. Some people can have a little bit and be okay, but a lot and not be okay. So do you, no judgment, only education, information. So yeah, that's what I'm now trying to detox. I kid you not, I put on 5 pounds in, what was it, 2 days, 3 days? Because of the food I was eating, the fact that I did not get to sleep by 10 o'clock. And I will detox my body over the next couple of days, and hopefully it'll come back off. It might take a little longer. For some reason, it comes on really quick. And I know when I'm lighter because I don't hurt anymore. It's kind of like an indicator plant. Do you have an indicator plant? When I had green plants, I don't have I have green plants, but they're all fake in my house. My husband says I kill every plant, which isn't true. But when I did have live plants, I used to have an indicator plant. And an indicator plant was one where once it got too little water, it would droop. And I would keep it in a space that I would see it. So once I saw my plant drooping, I knew that I had to run around and water all my plants. It was my indicator plant. And my indicator is all of a sudden I wake up and I'm literally, my back hurts and my hips and my knees ache. And that's an indicator that I have definitely consumed something that is causing inflammation in my body. And then when I get back on my clean eating, it takes some time, but eventually that eliminates and I feel good again. And I know it when I'm doing it. But I am working on not being all black and white. Now, for some people, they're never black and white and they're always quote unquote cheating, right? But for me, I have to force myself to actually enjoy some of the things because I know what they do to me, right? And so that's why I don't eat them. I don't typically eat bread. And then I was like, well, sourdough hopefully is at least a little bit better. Or, I went to this Turkish restaurant and they made homemade bread. If you saw my stories, you saw they're like puffed up. It's like kind of like a pita. Oh my God, it was so yummy. It was so yummy. But I want to at least taste authentically made food, homemade food, to know what it tastes like. I'm not going to eat it every day, and I want to be able to say, yes, I know what that tastes like. I know what teff bread, Ethiopian teff bread, tastes like. Now, teff is an ancient grain. It's not gluten. That has no gluten in it. So, but I want to try these things. If there's a dessert or a pastry or a bread or something that I don't typically has ingredients that I don't typically eat, I want to at least take a bite or two so that I can know what it tastes like. In this case, I ate the whole damn thing of bread because it was yummy, and I figured, F it. If I'm gonna have one and it's gonna cause a problem, I might as well just. Have you done that? It's a slippery slope, is it not? Like when you have, someone said, are you able to have just a cheat meal or is it just a cheat day, right? If you've said F it and you've eaten, like in my case, a slice of bread, do you just say F it and then everything goes to shit? I'm gonna eat the sugar and I'm gonna like just go hog walk crazy? The floodgates open. It's like, you're free. And so it's hard to reel it back in. It is hard. So that's why I typically just don't do it. And through therapy, I am wanting to get to the point where I can take a bite or two and be able to put it aside and not feel like I want to have a whole loaf of bread with butter. It's not that I don't like it, you guys. I want to make this perfectly clear. It's not that I don't love those foods. I just don't love what they do to me. And it's really hard to resist once I've eaten some to then remove it. So it's just easier not to have it. And for decades, I didn't eat any bread, even though it was like my favorite, even on my birthday. No. unless we made it myself, unless I made it without the gluten, without the sugars, without the refined oils, and I would make my own bread, or Morgan would make me my family now requests this one chocolate cake recipe that she made that was so good, you would not know it was gluten-free and sugar-free. Excuse me. She found it on the internet. It was so good. Now, do I have cravings after that? Sometimes, just not as bad. And yes, I need to either cut it up and freeze it, or I have to literally eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner till it's gone. And I just know that about myself. I just know that everything is single serving. If you're going to give me a sheet cake, that is a single serving. I'm going to snack on it all day, every day, until the damn thing is gone. And if I throw it in the trash, yeah, I'm going to have to put like dog poop on it in order for it to stay in the trash. Just coming clean. Just who I am. But I know that about myself. So sometimes I can put it in the freezer and hide it. And then after a while, I forget that it was there. Like John said to me the other day, he goes, "Did you know you have cookies in the freezer?" It's like, fuck. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. They were made with almond butter. And they're like, they kind of look like peanut butter cookies. Yeah, they kind of look like peanut butter cookies. I don't think they were very good, because if they were good, I probably would have eaten them by now. Some people are moderators who can have just one bite, but you and me are so-called abstainers. We need to not have it. Yeah, I'm sad that you are an abstainer too, Sita, but you understand what I'm saying. It's all or nothing. There's no in between. When I was in France, it was all or nothing. Now, some people say that when you have access to it all the time, you don't want it. Like if you have M&Ms sitting out in a bowl all the time and you have access to them, you get to the point where you don't want them anymore. Please let me know when you get to that point, because I don't. I just don't get there. So I just don't have them. I just don't buy them. And when I do, if I were to eat chocolate, I would get the little fun pack, or I would get the single pack. I wouldn't get the pounders, because the 1 pound pack, I would eat it till it was friggin' gone. Just is. Cheers to the other abstainers out there. Just don't buy them. So that's where I'm at. With, going and being on vacation. And that's the challenging part with traveling, right? I want to do a lot more travel, and I would like to get to the point where I can travel and eat out without putting on 5 pounds in 2 days and feeling like the Tin Man, right? With backaches and not feeling great. I don't know if I'll ever get to that point. I might never. And I might be an abstainer my entire life and never be able to just have a bite of key lime pie. The real key lime pie. I did, when we were on vacation in Florida, I did have a slice of key lime pie. I also had, I will tell you what's easy is to stop is alcohol, which is really interesting to me, because I used to love a good drink, whether it was wine or Sex on the Beach. Do you remember those drinks? Sex on the Beach, or a Bellini, or whatever. I used to do Tanqueray and tonics with a twist of lime. And it was hard to stop. Margaritas, I'm listing all of them. Pina coladas. Yes, I used to do all of them, and I would drink them to excess, but I don't really do that. We went out for drinks and I was really feeling the, what's it, sangria. I had 2 glasses. I didn't want it. It was delicious sangria. Absolutely delicious. But I didn't want it after that. I had enough. Maybe I can get to that same point, have a dessert and get up the next day and not want dessert again. I guess we'll just have to see. But I was able to get a piece of key lime pie. Now, I literally moaned through every bite of that pie. I ate that pie so slowly and enjoyed every single bite. I love key lime pie, you guys. Love me a good key lime pie. And I had some really good one when I was in St. Augustine. And now when I see it on the menu, do I want it? I sure do. I sure do. Do I order it? I sure don't. You already missed your bourbon. Oh, yeah, I know. It's hard. It's hard in the beginning. It is. I missed my wine for a little bit, but I don't, every once in a while. And I can have a sip or 2, and I can be okay. So maybe there's hope. Maybe there's hope that I could have a bite or 2 of a dessert, or have a whole dessert and be okay and not want it. Now, here's a question for you. Here's my diehards, the ones that are really going to be honest. Okay. Have you ever ordered a dessert because you were, let's call it cheating, going off plan, whatever, a pastry? You ordered a pastry and you took a bite and it really wasn't very good. And you ate it anyway. You ate it anyway. The only way I don't eat it anyway is if it's like really rancid, or if I literally push it to the other end of the table far beyond where my hand can reach. Like, otherwise, if I'm just sitting there chatting with somebody, I'm going to be snacking on it, even if I don't like it. I've taken bites of things, I'm just like, this isn't the best fill in the blank. This isn't the best key lime pie. This isn't the best croissant. It's kind of, not the best. And I eat the whole damn thing anyway. Let's see. You need to travel more to Europe. I know. It's so hard to travel to Europe. I know, I am. Well, you know what? I'm planning a trip to Portugal for next year. I might be able to plan a trip to Greece. So those will be 2 Europe trips next year, maybe. Yeah. Are you saying, yep, Leo, you'll eat it even if it's not good? Even if it's not good, because it's sweet and you never have it, and you've given yourself permission to have it, even if it's like a drink. If it doesn't taste good, or sometimes I order a drink and it would be like too strong. It'd be way too much vodka or something. I would actually ask them to add, can you add fill in the blank, right? And even with drinks, right? The cranberry juice and the orange juice have sugar in them. Why would you put sugar in orange juice? Orange juice is sweet. I don't know. And so after, oh my God, it had to have been well over a decade, I went to a wedding and I gave myself permission to have a madras, which is orange juice, cranberry juice, and vodka. And love that. Love it. And if it's too alcohol-y, I'll just ask them to add more. But it's got sugar in it. It's got sugar in it, you guys. I'll kill any sweets. Oh, you know what I tried that I didn't, something new that I've not ever had that she let me try some because she had it, and it was roasted chestnuts. Have you ever eaten roasted chestnuts? Let me know in a comment below. Have you eaten roasted chestnuts? Now, they didn't have them out yet in New York City, but she had a bag of roasted chestnuts that she had bought. First of all, they're soft. If you've ever had a boiled peanut, they're soft like a boiled peanut. That's first of all. Second of all, they're wet and sweet. They're sweet, almost like, I had to look at the package 3 times to make sure there wasn't sugar added. There's like a sweetness to them, and since they're wet, it's almost like a glaze. They were, at first I was like, this is a weird texture. And then I ate another one. And then I ate another one. And then I ate another one. And then before I knew it, the bag was gone. Just is. Just is. I was like, oh, I've had enough. I've had enough. I've gotten a taste. They're yummy. I don't need to eat all of them. And then I ate them all. Cheers. You know, it wasn't a huge bag, but it was probably more than one serving bag. Not one Amy serving. One Amy serving is the bag is open, that's your serving. But they were really good. They were really, really good. And I bet you if you get them on the streets of New York during season, when they're hot, I bet you they're even yummier. There was no sugar added. And I didn't know this, but when I looked them up, they're actually considered a fruit. Did you know that? Chestnuts are considered a fruit? Yeah. If you've never tried roasted chestnuts, put them on your list because I liked them. I really did. They were yummy. Definitely another one that I would do. And on that sweet note, I hope that you have a sweet week. I hope that you have a mega marvelous, magical, magnificent Monday. If it started out meh, I hope it ends in a magnificent way. Make it that way. You have the capacity and the ability. Make it magnificent, my friend. I'll see you tomorrow. See ya.